Bellarmine and what challenges they're going to pose for you guys and what you hope to get out of it?
Well, they're a really well-coached team, Bellarmine, and one of the better passing teams I've seen in a long time. So, we've got to really focus in on the weak side defensively. A lot of cuts, a lot of screens. They do a tremendous job of reversing the ball. They play Louisville really, really, really tough, and had some really good moments today against Cincinnati. So we're still working on it. We've got some work tonight, obviously tomorrow, and then shoot around on Monday.
Another quality exhibition opponent for you guys. You faced the #1 team in Canada. Now you're facing the #4 team, I believe, in Division II. What have you been able to get out of these exhibition games so far, facing these quality opponents?
Well, the Ottawa team, obviously, you guys know, beat us last year in Montreal. So, quality team, really good coaching. Ottawa was kind of small ball, moved the ball, looking for the three. I thought we did a pretty good job last week contesting. If I'm not mistaken, 80% of their attempts. So we're getting better defensively. Bellarmine is similar to Ottawa. The only difference is they're bigger. Against Louisville, they started 6'10", 6'9", 6'10", 6'5". Their point guard was 5'8", but the other four guys really resembled a quality Division I program.
What have you seen from Thomas Bryant in the, I guess week and a half plus he's been back and going at it?
He's a kid that's willing to learn. He picks up things quickly, and I think the best thing about Thomas, or one of the best things, is he cares. So, he's not going to have, if he has a tough day in practice, he'll bounce back the following day because he really, really cares.
Following up on that, I guess Coach talked about how bigger lineups, but it's been tough because in the preseason you're putting Max against Thomas or Thomas against Jawan. What do you feel like you got out of that Ottawa game in terms of maybe working through some of those bigger front court rotations?
The first thing you realize defensively, it makes us a better team because we're able to shrink the court. Anytime you have Thomas and Max or Jawan on the court, or even OG at the same time, any one of those combinations, the court immediately shrinks. Thomas at 6'10" and a half. Max at 6'8", OG at 6'8" and a half at long arms, would just clog up the middle, which was something that we didn't have last year, quite honestly.
Blackman's assist to turnover ratio was really good, 6-1, I think. And I think at the Haunted Hall, I had him unofficially like 5 assists, no turnovers. Well, why has his passing gotten so much better?
Well, I think, he's been real conscious of it over the summer and in the fall, and he's done a really good job of watching film. And really, as a sophomore, he's really talented, but as a sophomore, I think the game has slowed down a little bit in his head. So his decision making is better, and his ball handling ability has gotten really, really better over the summer and in the fall.
I think you guys only got to the line, 9 times against Ottawa. Why do you think that was, and what have you been emphasizing to try and get that out?
Well, you guys were there. For those guys who were there, we turned the ball over quite a bit in the Ottawa game. So those are possessions that maybe if we don't turn it over, we get a chance to get to the rim. So I think as we cut down on the turnovers, we'll have more opportunities to get to the free throw line.
What are some takeaways Troy can get out of that last game? I think he had like 6 turnovers, but are you impressing anything upon him the last couple of days?
No, Troy has had a really good preseason. We want him to be aggressive. We want him to drive the ball to the basket, but at the same time be conscious of trying to make simple plays. And he certainly has come a long way, and he's getting better with that.
As you study film, I guess you talked about those turnovers, 13 in the first half and 6 in the second. What was different about the second half?
We just kind of sat down with the team at halftime and said, look, some of the turnovers were unforced. Just keep it simple. Let's make easy plays. Whoever's open, let's move the ball, get it to the open guy. Let's not try to make home run plays. Just move the ball, simple plays. And those guys responded.
What does Coach Judson run like Ottawa's going to do?
They'll do it differently. Ottawa was really off the dribble. They wanted to drive the ball. These guys have moved the ball with the pass. I think they're one of the best passing teams I've seen in a long, long time, regardless of Division I, Division II. So they can move the ball and attack you differently. It looks different, but it's just as effective and efficient.
Coach, what do you tell your team of some of these Division II teams have already beat Division I teams out there?
Well, there's good players all over the country, whether it's Division I, Division II. Iowa lost the other night to a Division II program. St. John's back in New York lost to St. Thomas Aquinas by 30. Auburn was taken into overtime by a Division II program. So we know there are quality players throughout the country, regardless if it's Division I or II. So we're aware of how good Bellarmine. That's a program that went to the Final Four last year. They won 30+ games. That's we're aware of how good they are and how well coached they are.
What has Coach Judson brought to the staff? I know obviously it's just one exhibition game, but how has he kind of helped you guys along?
Well, Coach Judson's a tremendous teacher. He's been doing this a long time. He's a head coach, a guy that ran his own program. He's been a part of some really good staffs. So he's just another resource for all of us. He's a tremendous teacher. He does a great job connecting with our kids. And defensively, he's got a really good feel for how to teach some of the things that we're trying to get accomplished.
Is that even more critical, that defensive mindset with this team this year?
I think any year when you're trying to, win games, defense should be a staple of your program. And obviously, when you add guys like Thomas Bryant and Max Bielfeldt, OG and Jawan, length and athleticism contribute to you becoming a better defensive team.
Anything else?
Thanks.
Okay.
All right.